Living on Culver Street, I learned to fear the empty trash bins. I never paid much attention to garbage trucks. They're like punctuation marks in the long, messy sentence of urban life. Always there, always unnoticed. But I live on Culver Street, and if you live here, you know one thing. No garbage trucks pass. Ever. Not once in the 3 years I've lived here. It wasn't a problem at first. Culver Street isn't exactly the heart of civilization. More like its left lung, full of stale air and waiting for a good purge. There are only 6 houses, all set back far enough from the cracked asphalt to feel disconnected from one another. No sidewalks, no streetlights, just a stretch of road that curves into trees so thick they swallow the horizon. The thing is, my trash bins are always empty. Not empty in the I forgot to put them out kind of way. Empty like I drop a bag of eggshells, coffee grounds, and leftover takeout into the bin at night, and by morning, it's gone. Not a trace, no smell, no liner smeared with grease or crumbs. The bags disappear every single time. At first, I figured it was some weird service the landlord never told me about. An eccentric, off-the-books operation. Culver Street vibes like that. Quiet, private, no questions asked. But when I brought it up to the neighbors, they all looked at me like I'd confessed to killing their dog. "You're not supposed to talk about it," said Martha, who lives in the blue house at the end of the road. She spoke like someone testing a loose tooth, afraid to apply too much pressure. "The less you notice, the better." "Notice what?" I asked. She didn't answer, just walked back inside, muttering something about rules. That's when I started digging around. I called the city's waste management office to ask why garbage trucks didn't service Culver Street. The woman on the line paused for so long I thought we'd been disconnected. "Culver Street, you said?" "Yes," she cleared her throat. "That's, outside of our service area." "Outside your service area? But it's in the middle of the city. It's complicated." Her voice dropped to a whisper, like she was worried someone might overhear. "Listen, if you're getting your trash taken care of, just leave it alone, okay?" "What's that supposed to mean?" But she hung up before I could get an answer. I should have stopped there. Everyone told me to stop. Even the guy at the library who helped me dig up old zoning records. He handed over the map without looking me in the eye and muttered, "You're not gonna like what you find." The map was weird. Culver Street was there, but it was shaded differently, almost like it wasn't supposed to exist. The zoning codes didn't match the surrounding area, and there was a note scrawled in the margins, "Do not service, 1978. I dug deeper. Found old newspaper clippings about garbage workers refusing to enter the street after 3 of them went missing back in the 70s. No bodies, no truck, no nothing. Just gone. The city blamed a sinkhole, but nothing was ever found. They rerouted the trucks after that, and Culver Street was officially marked as off-limits. One of the articles mentioned that a group of residents petitioned the city to resume collection services in the 90s. The city sent an investigator to assess the situation, but he disappeared too. The petition died, so did the story. It wasn't just the city either. A woman named Carla tried to report what was happening to her trash to the police in 2002. She claimed she saw something in the street one night, something that took the garbage but wasn't human. The cops wrote her off as crazy. She moved away a week later. I thought about moving too, but Culver Street does this thing to you. It pulls you in. You start to feel like you're part of it, like leaving would be some kind of betrayal. Then the dreams started. They were always the same. I'd wake up at 3 a.m. to the sound of wheels scraping pavement, but when I looked out the window, the street was empty, except for the shadow. It wasn't shaped like a truck or a person. It was just wrong, like a smear of oil on the fabric of reality, sliding soundlessly past my house. The next day, I'd find my trash bins sparkling clean, as if nothing could ever stick to them. This went on for weeks. I stopped sleeping, stopped eating properly. My house felt wrong, like it was pressing against me from all sides. One night, I decided I had to know. I stayed up, sitting in the darkened living room with the curtains pulled back just enough to give me a sliver of a view. At 3:07 a.m. I heard it, the scrape of wheels. The street was empty. No, not empty. The shadow was there, oozing up the road. It didn't glide or roll, it moved, like it was alive. I couldn't make out its shape, but I swear it had eyes. Not glowing or anything dramatic, just dark holes that locked onto me the second I looked. I froze. It stopped, and then slowly it moved toward my bins. There was no sound, no rustling of plastic, no clatter of lids, just a wrongness that made my teeth ache. The shadow enveloped the bins, and when it pulled away, they were empty. It didn't take the bags, it took everything else. I don't know how I stayed quiet. I don't know how I stayed sane. When it was gone, I stumbled to bed and didn't leave for 2 days. Now I follow the rules. I don't look out the window at night. I don't ask questions. I bag my trash, put it in the bins, and pretend I don't notice when it's gone in the morning. But sometimes when I'm half asleep, I hear the scrape of wheels, and I wonder, what happens if it decides I'm trash too?